service. What to consider. You are interested in choosing a vulnerability assessment service. What to consider, right? So let's go together. Rene.us. Look forward to seeing this article right here. Choosing a vulnerability assessment service can be a daunting task. There are a variety of services available, and it can be hard to know what to look for. In this blog post, Rene will discuss some of the key factors to consider when choosing a vulnerability assessment service. Regular vulnerability assessments can be very helpful for businesses that are subject to continuing cyber attacks. Threat actors are continuously looking for weaknesses they can use to compromise systems, applications, and potentially entire networks. In addition to regularly introducing new components, organizations are constantly finding new flaws in their current software and hardware. A vulnerability management program and vulnerability evaluation together can help find and address security flaws and strengthen security posture. About vulnerability assessment and its benefits. Cybersecurity vulnerability evaluation is the process of spotting threats and openings in hardware, software, networks, and other components of the IT ecosystem. Security teams and other stakeholders can analyze and prioritize risks for possible remediation in the right context using the information from vulnerability assessments. A vulnerability evaluation aids in locating, categorizing, and prioritizing vulnerabilities in network infrastructure, computer systems, and applications. A security flaw that could subject the company to online risks or threats is known as a vulnerability. Automated testing tools, like network security scanners, are frequently used in vulnerability assessments, and a vulnerability assessment report displays the findings. Types of vulnerability assessments. Application assessment involves identifying threats and vulnerabilities in the source code and database of mission-critical web apps. For investigating unidentified problems in web applications, organizations depend on vulnerability scanning tools. Host assessment analyzes security holes in servers, computers, and other network hosts. Agent software is usually installed on monitored devices by host-based vulnerability scanning tools in order to identify unauthorized configuration changes and other security flaws. Network assessment. This process involves locating security flaws in both wired and cellular networks. It identifies weaknesses in an organization's current network security policies and controls that could open the door to a potential cyber attack or the exploitation of resources that are available via the network. Database assessment identifies unpatched vulnerabilities in database servers or systems, including SQL injections, configuration errors, and elevated writes. Finding these security holes is essential to preventing intruders from stealing data without authorization. Internal vulnerability scan complies with the Zero Trust security tenet, according to which companies shouldn't assume that the users or systems in their network are trustworthy. To find possible insider threats or malicious activity, they must perform thorough internal vulnerability evaluation scans. External vulnerability scan. This technique concentrates on analyzing security flaws surrounding IT infrastructure elements that have direct internet connections or are easily available to users outside the company, like network ports, web programs, and other customer-facing software. What to consider when choosing a vulnerability assessment service. Compatibility. For a product to integrate easily with the current systems, its signature database must include all of the main operating systems, apps, and infrastructure elements. Employees may initially be hesitant to depend on tech-driven tools to assess and identify vulnerabilities in real time. So the tool's compatibility with all legacy systems is crucial for a smooth transition. Quality and speed. Choosing a high-profile vulnerability and examining the gap and vulnerability management time are two ways to speed up the evaluation process. Understanding the dependability and responsiveness of the vulnerability tool is crucial to ensuring business continuity, as vulnerability scanning is a real-time process that is extremely time-sensitive. Support. The device should be able to identify problems in real time with potential configurations for all IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS tools. The tool should support all the sophisticated settings necessary to conduct regular scans through a variety of systems in addition to compatibility. User experience. The product should have simple features for easy interpretation and seamless navigation. Companies are making significant investments in vulnerability tools that are rich in choices to help identify risks in real time with the fewest hassles. Compliance. The product must be compatible with all pertinent compliance initiatives that are pertinent to the particular company environment. It should efficiently carry out necessary checks and thorough self-evaluations. Prioritization. The product needs to effectively satisfy all business objectives and include both manual configuration and automated prioritization. The product must meet all customer expectations with the desired degree of human control according to its functionalities by offering the necessary human-bot balance. Team collaboration. The success of the vulnerability assessment tools depends on the correct level of teamwork, supported by the ideal distribution of responsibility. No matter how sophisticated the features are, it is difficult to gauge the effectiveness of the security tools without the team's cooperation and support. Remediation advice. To help find vulnerabilities, the product should offer sophisticated remediation advice. The product's assurance and cutting-edge features should enable users to be fully guided in rapidly finding and fixing vulnerabilities. Vendor assistance. The tool should provide strong assistance as part of the agreement to uphold the vendor's promised response time. Prior to choosing or investing in any vulnerability assessment tool, the vendor's commitment to ongoing, extended assistance will always be taken into consideration. Winding up. When considering a vulnerability assessment service, it is important to consider factors such as price, quality of service, and features offered. Additionally, it is important to determine the company's experience and expertise in conducting vulnerability assessments. Conclusion. So above is the choosing a vulnerability assessment service. What to consider article. Hopefully with this article you can help you in life. Always follow and read our good articles on the website, Rene. Us.